Well, hello friends, Hudosevic here, and welcome to some Frost Lich Jaina Mage on the first day of the Hearthstone Knights of the Frozen Throne expansion. We are queuing into, with this deck, oops, I should have pinged. Oh, that was a potentially awful play. I got too busy talking and not focusing on the game. So we just ran into what seems like probably some sort of control hand lock in our last game with this deck, and it looks like if this is the same matchup, we could be in a little bit of trouble. Because Frost Lich Jaina, while... Oh, that's potentially good. That counterspell is potentially actually good. While Frost Lich Jaina is strong, don't get me wrong, I think there is something to be said... Oh, just tap, just tap, just tap. We can't deal with more minions right now. Even though I don't want our opponent to have a huge hand, I'm really okay with them. This goes to 8-9. I think that's okay. What else are we getting? Servant of Kalimos. I think we're going to do this to activate the Servant. Do we want to save the 1-2? I don't think that really matters. Now we're going to... Here's the thing. The elementals in this deck don't really serve the purpose because we don't have any, aside from Servant of Kalimos, any major elemental generators. And I already think that Steam Surger does not belong here. As much as, yes, it's a cool card. Yes, it has some potential value for creating, you know, that infinite cycle of, you know, you get the 1 mana deal 2 damage, you get a 1/2 off of it. You kind of chain down from there. I don't think Steam Searcher is necessarily too high impact. Blaze Callers, I think maybe we can go down running only 1. Oh, wow. Our opponent's almost certainly playing the Death Knight Warlock in this deck. And when that happens, we're going to go ahead... Oh. I'm not sure that I would really have worried that much about that minion that we just played, but that's okay. It's their prerogative, as we say. Definitely Blaze Caller. Super fast. And the one thing that we do know now is that Blaze Caller's Battle Cry also counts, or is also activated, I should say, on Frost Lich Jaina's aura of, or whatever you want to call it, of the fact that the flavor text saying your elementals have lifesteal this game. Well, this Battle Cry is also lifesteal, so Blaze Callers are huge health swings. However, let me just stress this. However, oh, Bone Mare. Okay, this is potentially the Dr. 7 of this game, of this expansion, and I know I don't really like that term, to be perfectly honest with you. This is going to be the best way to do this. If we had 1 more mana, I would have loved to coined out the Frostbolt, but I think this is reasonable to do it this way. If our opponent wants to get greedy and go face and just set up more minions and things like this. So the Bone Mare has potential to be a little gross, simply because it is a 7 mana 5/5, so obviously not good stats. But the Battle Cry makes it a 7 mana 9/9, which is, yeah, that's kind of okay. 7 to 8. I think we're going to run out of space if I want to go Archmage Fireballing here. So I can do this. I do require your assistance, actually. This is a really interesting card to be having in Warlock as well, just so we're clear. Like, having this in Priest, I have a couple of videos up already. Go check them out. Or maybe only 1 at this point. But I'm going to have a whole bunch up over this whole weekend. Happy Ghoul definitely makes sense in Priest. But it's interesting how this has come out a few times now from our opponent. So I just think that's really kind of interesting. The fact that, you know, a card that maybe isn't necessarily, you know, thought of to be in Warlock too much. But Warlock obviously is going to run a lot of heals if they're looking to be tapping all the time. So that's kind of cool. How do we do this? I think we just Jaina. So the idea here is we're playing Jaina onto a relatively weak board. Our opponents just played Siphon Soul twice as well. So we're going to have the 3/6, and now all of our elementals have lifesteal, which is super cool. And then we also have the ability to be summoning extra water elementals with Icy Touch. Now the issue here is that, and I've talked about this before, but Icy Touch is very easy for opponents to actually play around, because they know if their opponent, you know, if they leave minions up where we can easily trade, and reduce them and bring them down to 1 health, and we ping them away, we're just getting ridiculous amounts of value. So if we're able to get a couple Icy Touch triggers, I think it's fair to say that we'll probably end up winning, and winning reasonably well. And again, you know, our opponent attacked in to this lifesteal minion. This is the way lifesteal works. We can, you know, I think it's reasonable to talk about this. Abyssal Enforcer, you're eating a fireball. Unless that elemental actually counted towards Blaze Caller. In which case we're going to Blaze Caller. And it's not activated, which is sad. So we get to Fireball this down. Fireball that down. I think we can Arcanologist to draw a secret. We can Firefly. And I think I want a Spellbender just because I feel like maybe our opponent's going to want to do maybe like a Bane of Doom or something like that on the Firefly. So I kind of would love to pick that out and kind of get that for ourselves. And basically, this is 3 mana, counterspell, summon a 1/1. If it catches a Bane of Doom, just so we're clear. There's obviously, you know, counterspell definitely has benefits. Where, you know, our opponent, you know, would maybe try to do something bigger, and obviously this isn't a catch-all for every spell. And there's also maybe this is scaring our opponent away from now playing a minion. There we go. That's well played. Our opponent played around that very, very nicely. There's no doubt about it. So that's unfortunate for us. But now our opponent has the issue of having this 3/3 on board, and they're going to be able to deal with it again. See, like our opponent wanted to not have this, so they're going to trade this in now. Just because they don't want... Oh. They're not going to? They have something else to be able to clear the board then. They have to have something else to clear the board. Because otherwise we're getting a free... Oh. Well, that makes things a little bit more awkward for us. That's for sure. I don't really want to use the Blaze Caller trigger on that. So I'm going to go ahead and Calamos here. Maybe we can find something that helps us out a little bit better. Nothing helps us out better than Infinite Calamos. That's for sure. Do I want to play this Elemental now or no? And I'm going to say yes. Simply because I've had issues where we might not have enough power on board. And if and when our opponent does get their Death Knight going, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. Because the Warlock Death Knight is absolutely a beast. So... we kind of want to be able to get around that if we can, because it's a complete board fill. The Warlock Death Knight summons every demon that's died in a given game, which right now is only powerful. Oh, and they still get that Mortal Coil off. Oh boy. And if opponent does play something else big, I mean, we still have Blaze Caller, so that's nice. And I just really, really like the idea of having this kind of infinite... Oh, is there any other way for us to ping any damage here? Oh, hello. Come on, come on. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Come on, something. Oh, we just have to go. We have to go infinite here, don't we? And I don't even think we want to do it now. I think we can try and find a spell. Copy the lowest cost minion in your hand. Do we want to go Flame Strike, actually? I think we will go Flame Strike, because I have no way to deal with lots of minions. We could go Counterspell and then play Cabal. And then play the Cabal. Do we want a Counterspell to protect this board or not? I kind of want a Counterspell to protect Blaze Caller, to be honest. So I think this is a reasonable play. Gonna force our opponent to be making trades here, which is always a good thing. Simply because, you know, we're both gonna be getting healed up. This game is going on for a while. I can't imagine that we end up getting through this game. And then once our opponent does flood the board, we're gonna be able to get some Flame Strike action going on. Everybody's healing, expecting a Hellfire, incoming Hellfire. And that's totally okay. And this is just ridiculous, the fact that we've had so many servants here. This is really, it's funny because a few minutes ago when this video started, I was saying, oh, we don't have enough value generation. Well, I forgot about the whole idea of just having infinite, you know, having these cards go infinite. This is also potentially really good here, just because it's, again, going to provide some sort of long-term value, an increasing value here. Right now, it's only going to do 2. We'll slowly, you know, and less slowly as time goes on, continue to do more and more damage. Our opponent's probably, there we go, Lich King time. Okay. We have to find a way to be able to get a Frost Elemental. 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we take that heal. I think that's a very reasonable play. So this is 5, 6, 7. Give me a Water Elemental. I do want to get rid of this just simply because, even though there's a good chance we do eat a Twisting Nether or something like that right now, I still think this is a better play because we do have a strong board. We do have strong plays to follow this up. So I think that will be okay. Our opponent's played both Siphon Souls, so again, unless there's reasonably strong removal in the form of probably Twisting Nether, probably not wanting to play Doom, simply because this is going to be drawing a lot of cards, and there's no cards left for our opponent. It's really funny how they must, I mean, they don't have to. There's still 5 cards, there's 3 cards, excuse me, left in their deck. But, yeah, okay, so we honestly, like, we've been able to stay in this game because, just so we're clear, because Servant of Kalamos has just given us so many other Servants of Kalamoses. Kalamosai? Calasimoses? Samosas? Regardless of what's happening, I think it's really on the back of the value of all these 4 or 5s that we've kept throwing out. And then the fact that our opponent just is so scared to play anything. There's another Hellfire. Our opponent's just so afraid to play anything because they know that we got the hero power to deal with them. Do we have lethal actually? 6? This is 12. 12 plus 9 is unfortunately lethal. I wonder if I've had lethal other turns and I've just been trading. Do I get a Water Elemental now? As if it kills a minion, right? Oh well. Okay, you know what? That was a really fun game. I'm really torn on how I feel about this deck. This is interesting because I basically played the same deck game after game. I'm not going to show the other video. I'm not going to post it, I don't think. But the other one, we kind of got rolled over. This one, we got our hero power out early, and then our opponent was really scared to play anything because they thought we would easily be able to generate these Water Elementals. And we also kind of survived on the back of the Servant of Kalamos, so thank you once again, Kalamos, who doesn't exist in WoW, for helping us out in Hearthstone. That is going to be it for this video. I hope you're enjoying the new expansion as much as I am. I'm going to continue to upload a whole bunch of videos over this opening weekend of Knights of the Frozen Throne. I hope you're enjoying it. Hope you got very lucky with your packs. And I'll see you next time. Keep your stick on the ice. Hit that subscribe button if you want to, and follow along with what we're doing here. See ya.